Movies are meant to entertain, but some do a lot more than that. They spark outrage, divide audiences, and make headlines for years. From banned films to box office shockers, these are the movies that made us gasp, argue, and, yes, sometimes question our morals. This is our countdown of the top 10 most controversial movies ever released.
I had sex with him for about
Buckle
a year
up,
and a half.
because this one's going to get heated. Kicking things off at number 10, The Last Temptation of Christ. Martin Scorsese's religious epic caused an uproar even before it was released. Some called it blasphemy, others called it art. Either way, this film had more protests than a rock star on tour. And for the record, no, it's not a sequel to The Passion of the Christ. Though that would be something.
Mother Magdalene, where are you?
At number 9, Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. Banned in multiple countries and voluntarily pulled from UK cinemas, this dystopian nightmare turned violence into an art form, and not everyone was ready for it. Let's just say if you're planning a family movie night, maybe leave this one out of the rotation.
Evening's the great time, isn't it, Alex Boy?
He's enterprising, aggressive, young, bold.
Sliding into number 8 is The Interview. What started as a Seth Rogen and James Franco comedy about North Korea turned into an international incident. A Sony hack, threats of war, and cancelled screenings, this movie proved that sometimes satire hits a little too close to home. And who knew a fart joke could almost cause World War III?
Haters cause they ain't us.
Haters because they ain't us.
Stop saying that.
Haters gonna hate.
Lark.
He's a fan. Look at him. If that ain't a real story, what is?
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to North Korea!
Number 7 is Cannibal Holocaust, the infamous horror film that had people asking, wait, is this real? With animal cruelty, brutal violence, and a mockumentary style that fooled even the courts, this movie was banned in over 50 countries. Fun fact, the director had to prove in court that he didn't actually kill the cast. Talk about a tough job interview.
To the savagery of the Amazon jungle to film a documentary. They never come back. Are they still alive? If so, where are they?
At number 6, Natural Born Killers. Oliver Stone's satirical take on media sensationalism became a sensation itself, for all the wrong reasons. Blamed for inspiring real-life crimes, this movie blurred the line between art and chaos. And if you're wondering who to blame for your weird dreams after watching it, the answer is probably Quentin Tarantino. He wrote the story.
I love you so much, baby.
I love you.
And
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Halfway through the list, we've got The Exorcist. This horror classic made audiences faint, vomit, and question their life choices. Religious groups protested it, while horror fans couldn't get enough. Decades later, it's still one of the most controversial films ever made. And if spinning heads and projectile vomit don't scare you, the priest's medical bills might.
Avoid conversations with the demon. The demon is a liar.
At number 4, Basic Instinct. This steamy thriller turned Sharon Stone into a star and left audiences sweating, and not just because of the plot. Its infamous interrogation scene sparked debates about censorship, feminism, and, well, crossing and uncrossing legs. Also, can we talk about how every 90s office suddenly needed a leather chair after this movie?
It was internal affairs, wasn't it? She manipulates people. Freeze!
There's no smoking in this building, Miss Trammell.
What are you gonna do? Charge me with smoking? I had sex with him for about a year and a half. I liked having sex with him. He wasn't afraid of experimenting. He gave me a lot of pleasure.
Coming in hot at number 3, The Wolf of Wall Street. Martin Scorsese's tale of greed, excess, and way too much quaaludes had people loving it, and hating it. Some called it a masterpiece, others called it irresponsible. Either way, it's one wild ride. And if you've ever tried the crawling to your car scene, you probably relate a little too much.
Making a name for ourselves. Absolutely not. We were making more money than we knew what to do with.
We don't work for you, man.
You have my money taped to your boobs. Technically, you do work for me.
At number 2, The Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson's biblical epic was praised for its realism, and criticized for just about everything else. Graphic violence, accusations of anti-Semitism, and endless debates made this one of the most polarizing films ever. If you thought Game of Thrones was intense, this movie said, "Hold my wine." And finally, at number 1, Joker. Joaquin Phoenix's chilling performance had audiences raving, while critics worried about its portrayal of mental illness and violence. Some called it dangerous, others called it genius. One thing's for sure, it's unforgettable. And if you walked out of the theater feeling uneasy, congratulations, you got the point.
You think this is funny? Is this a joke to you?
That's our list of the top 10 most controversial movies ever released. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our future countdowns. Until next time, keep the debates rolling, and maybe avoid watching these movies with your parents.